The 12 Sports Team presents the Binghamton Coaches Show. Only on WBNG.
Good evening once more, and one final time this year from the 12 Sports Studios and the Binghamton Bearcats Coaches Show. Tonight, we are going to look back at the last 9 months and all of the highlights that brought us to our feet from the Bearcats. We head all the way back to August and September on the soccer pitch and the volleyball court. Plus, we recap the last couple of weeks as the spring teams on campus chase championships and NCAA berths. But we begin where we started on our very first show. We sit down now one-on-one with the Director of Athletics, Eugene Marshall, Jr. Thank you for joining us one last time this year in 2024-2025 as we are here at the Bearcats Sports Complex, sitting next to the Director of Athletics, Eugene Marshall, one more time. Yes. We started the year off together over in Tower Room, not too far. We'll finish it up now. As we finish up the year, what were your thoughts on 2024-2025 as being a Bearcat?
I think it was a great year. I think we showed academic success, athletic success, and again, 2,300 hours of community service. You can't beat that. I think our student athletes are the best and the brightest, and they show it every day. Whether you go follow them to class, or whether you see them on the field of competition, or whether you see them out in the community motivating youngsters to do better and also to go to college. I think we've really hit it out of the park.
Let me follow up then. Before we look back, what does it mean to be a Bearcat to you?
It means that you have an awesome responsibility to really be that person or persons that the young people look up to. You're also that person that the community rallies behind when things are going well. Like we had a packed house for our America East Softball Championship, where the community came out at 8 o'clock Sunday morning to cheer on our softball team.
The community won Binghamton, as you guys like to call that. What does that mean, both here on campus and throughout the Southern Tier?
That means that we're a part of something bigger than ourselves. That means that we help to generate interest, opportunities, hope to the community. People bring their kids to our games because of the free admission, thanks to our corporate sponsors. They can come at any time. They can come in between practices. They can come in between dance recital lessons. And then, you know, to be a part of what we're doing here. And I think that's the awesome responsibility that we have as being Bearcats. And I think that's the awesome responsibility that each and every one of the student athletes take, our coaches, myself, my staff. We all take it very seriously, and we try to do what we can to make this community the best.
Well, we know this season that you guys were the best several times out on the field, raised a couple of championships here in the spring as well. When you look back at 2024-2025, what are the highlights for you? What are the things that you're going to remember from this last year?
The highlights are our student athletes winning championships in women's volleyball regular season championship, men's swim and dive, softball, men's tennis. But I look at teams like volleyball, like tennis, like women's lacrosse, men's lacrosse, injuries, baseball, who are playing right now in the America East championships, who have battled back from injuries. They never quit. They never said, we're going to give up. They just kept battling. And we put out different student athletes who met the challenge. So that means a lot to me, because what we're preparing these young men and women for is life after college. And you're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up. You're going to win. You're going to lose. And you got to be ready to be resilient. And so I think our coaches have done a great job of preparing our young men and women for what it's going to be like outside of college and after athletics. And so we use the day-to-day grind of intercollegiate athletics to prepare these student athletes for life.
You have prepared some incredible both students and athletes as they have graduated here in 2024, 2025. Who are some of the ones that you are going to miss wearing the black and green here on campus?
I don't want to pick out any one because I don't want the other ones to feel offended, but I'm going to miss them all because they made an impact. They started the process of us turning this program around. They started the process of instilling the will to win, not only in the classroom, on the field of competition, in the community. So I'm going to miss every last one of them. They're all special to me.
Where do you guys think you are in that process? I know the culture is back-to-back Commissioner's Cup champions is one of, you guys are moving forward and progress and growing here, as we've seen that on campus from just the facilities as well. But where do you think you guys are in the Marshall way? As it's
we're in step 3. It's easier to get to the championship level. It's very difficult to sustain it. So we're learning now how to sustain it. And that's a big thing. When you're the hunted, it's different than being a hunter. And so I think our student athletes are now understanding what it's like to be the hunted. They're understanding what it's like all roads go through Binghamton. They understand what it's like to have people wanting to beat you every day as opposed to, oh, it's just Binghamton, we're just going to play and go home. It's different. And I think they're learning that. They're understanding that. They're understanding what the pressures are of being at, they're one of those top 3 teams in the conference. And so I think it's also preparing them, as I keep talking about, for life. Because when you strive to be the best, now you got to continue to do that. And I think they're meeting the challenge, they're understanding the challenge, and most importantly, they're embracing the challenge.
So you say we're on step 3. What are the next steps, and what is the future here for Bearcat athletes?
The next steps are to sustain excellence and to make it part of your routine. You take it with you in the summer, you carry it through the fall, you institute it in the winter, and you see the success again in the spring. So, and that they understand that they have a responsibility to pull up the freshmen to become sophomores, and then the sophomores become juniors, and then the juniors become seniors, and then some of them become graduate students. So we reach back to pull up that next generation.
And I know there are some incredible freshmen, a couple of them who took Conference Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
I know Buck Walter in the fall in soccer, and Rachel Carey just recently doing it in the spring. But just to wrap up, as you mentioned, going through the summer, keeping that momentum for the fall. When we come back on campus here in August, what's something new, something different, or what's something we can look forward to in 2025 and 2026 here on the Bearcats?
Well, I think you can look forward to the fact that we're going to begin the process of renovating our outdoor track. And then as you get through the season, once a year from now, we'll be renovating this place with new bleachers, new track, new court, new wooden floor. So we're going to have also some new weight room equipment, the second phase of that renovation process coming in place. So all these things that we're doing is to make the Bearcat experience something special for our student athletes, because they are something special and they deserve the best, and we're trying to provide them with the best so that when they leave here, championship in hand, high academic honors in hand, and a whole community that they've helped support, that they leave here feeling great about their experience here.
Well, I know the last 10 months as we've had our conversations has been an incredible experience. I appreciate you bookending, both opening up the show and here closing it as well. Welcome back to the Bearcats Coaches Show, and let's head back to campus as 12 Sports' Michael Villegas brings you all of the highlights from spring on the Vestal Parkway.
We start off with men's basketball as the Bearcats finish the season under 500 with a 15-17 overall record and 7-9 record in conference. The men's team went into the America East playoffs as the number 5 seed and went on the road to face number 4 seed UAlbany Great Danes.
I think we are a team that can play a lot of different styles. we can play against a lot of different styles. And so, you know, just continuing to get better and become, you know, the team that we can be.
The Danes were able to come out on top in a close 3-point game, winning 69-66 to end the Bearcats season with 15 wins for the second year in a row. As for the Bearcats women's basketball team and head coach Mary Grimes' first season at the helm, she led the Bearcats to a 15-15 record and went 7-9 in conference play.
It's just cool to see the team gel as well as the coaching staff. I mean, the staff is really taking the time to invest in the players, and, you know, we're just trying to make them better humans, better basketball players.
The Bearcats went on the road in the America East quarterfinals as the 6th seed to play the 3-seeded Bryant Bulldogs. Like the men's team, the women also lost by just 3 points, 66-63, to have their season ended. Bearcats men's tennis had an impressive season, going 13-12 and 4-3 in conference, and ended up winning their second consecutive Northeast Conference championship, beating LIU 4-2 with William Marias Benny taking home the championship's Most Valuable Player award. Men's tennis moved on to make their 11th NCAA appearance in program history, but were knocked out in the first round by number 8 Columbia 4-0. Moving to the lacrosse field, where the women's team finished 5-10 and 2-4 in conference, while losing 4 of their last 6 conference games to miss the America East tournament.
We kind of hit a point in the middle of the season that the staff realized we weren't practicing with the intensity that we needed in competition, or that we were facing on game days. And the players have really stepped up to the bell and are practicing with an intention and an intensity that I think we haven't seen.
The Bearcats closed out their season with a loss at home to the UAlbany Great Danes, 19-9. The men's lacrosse team finished 5-9 and an even 3-3 in conference. The Bearcats lost 4 of their last 5 games in the regular season, but finished off with a win at home against Vermont to clinch a postseason berth. In that game, goalie Connor Winters broke the program record for career saves with 509 that was previously held by head coach Kevin McEwen, and also set a new record for single-game saves with 22. The Bearcats entered the America East tournament as a number 4 seed and hit the road to face number 1 seed Bryant in the semifinals.
Well, we're excited to be back in the America East playoffs. You know, think there's a lot of parity in the conference, and think we've got as good a shot as anybody. So, you know, hoping to build off the win we had last weekend on Senior Day, and, you know, looking forward to the weekend.
Bryant was able to come out on top in an overtime match, winning 10-9 over the Bearcats to end their season. On the baseball diamond, the Bearcats finished the regular season with a winning record of 25-23 and an in-conference record of 13-11. Head coach Tim Sinicki spoke earlier in the season on where he wanted his team to be come postseason play.
We still have some things we have to figure out, both offensively, defensively, in the batting order. So, again, it's going to take a little while, but, you know, I don't want to have us peaking either too early. We'll continue to work hard on the field and practice, and hopefully come, you know, mid-April or so, we'll have things where we want them to be and on the right path towards hopefully competing for a championship.
The Bearcats are the number 3 seed heading into the America East tournament and will open up play in a single elimination game against number 6 seed UMBC on Wednesday at 5 p.m. With a win, the Bearcats would make the full 4-team double elimination bracket. Finishing up with Bearcats softball that went 36-14 and a staggering 16-2 in conference play. The Bearcats got hot at the end of their season, winning their final 7 regular season games to take the number 1 seed in the America East tournament. From there, they took down Bryant, UMBC, and then Bryant again to become America East champions.
This team was built to win a championship, and I'm just super proud of everyone involved in our program, all the way from our support staff and the community. Today's attendance at 8 a.m. was absolutely incredible. A special day for me. I've been a part of Binghamton softball for 15 years now, and this is my first championship, so just super happy. The girls have earned it, they deserve it, and just a super surreal feeling.
Bearcats softball made the NCAA tournament and were selected as the number 3 seed in the Eugene, Oregon regionals. The Bearcats would go on to lose to number 2 seed Stanford in the opening round and then lost to Weber State to have their season come to an end. The Bearcats had a lot to cheer for during the spring season and closed out the year strong on campus as they now look to do it all over again next fall.
Thank you for staying with us tonight for the Bearcats Coaches Show season finale. We head back one more time to Bing and head all the way back to the fall semester with 12 Sports' Keith Savage.
Binghamton men's soccer conference championship drought will extend to 2026. Head coach Paul Marco has been at the helm since 2002. He had high hopes this fall for a team that looked to make a run.
This group is coachable. I think that might be one of the best qualities of this group. They have bought in from day one. I think that goes back to some of our leadership. Carlo's done a really good job helping lead the group, setting a good example.
In the Bearcats' first 9 games, they had 6 wins, all coming from non-conference opponents. But after dropping its first 2 America East matches, Binghamton had to battle to make the America East tournament, wrapping up the regular season with a 2-3-2 AE record. They had them set up for a quarterfinals game at UMBC.
I like to think I'm confident in every moment of the game, so it's just another game, and I'm going to treat it like a final. You know, it could be my last game ever, so can't hold anything back.
The two teams were tied at 0 till the Retrievers scored the game winner in the 84th minute to end the Southern Tier Unit's campaign with a 1-0 loss. On the women's side, they were coming off 2023 with an unbeaten America East regular season before losing in the semifinals. 2024, the Bearcats had a bit of a roadblock. With 2 games left before the conference tournament, Binghamton had a .500 record.
I think we know who we are. You know, we've got a pretty good identity in terms of how we want to defend, how we want to attack, and now it's a matter of just really paying attention to those details, because these are going to be tight games that come down to a couple moments.
Binghamton made it in as a 3 seed, good enough to host a quarterfinals game against Vermont. After both sides had trouble finding the back of the net, the match went into penalty kicks. It was senior forward Hannah Miamis converting the game winner to win 3-2.
Definitely felt awesome. You know, I think throughout the whole game there were a lot of nerves even going into it. And at halftime we were like, we still got 45 minutes, and then, you know, it came to overtime. And I know we've been working on PKs throughout the past few weeks at practice, and it was just all confidence going into it.
The Bearcats traveled up to New Hampshire where the team lost in the semifinals 3-1. Let's move to men's and women's cross country, where they began its season on the final day of August in the Colgate Harry Lang Invitational, with Windsor High School alum and graduate student Josh Stone having high goals for the team for when they reached the America East Championships.
We would like to see both men's and women's teams definitely in the top 4. Top 3 would be, a great performance. I know, there are some higher goals in there as well, but that's kind of the expectation, I would say.
On both sides of the AE tournament, the team had third-place finishes. Binghamton Volleyball had massive expectations for the fall, being picked second in the America East preseason polls.
With us being picked second, we definitely have a chip on our shoulders. It didn't matter what we got picked in preseason. It doesn't matter, in my opinion. These players are all on the same page and want the same thing. Whether we got picked first or last, it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to me. We have one goal at the end of the day, and that's to win a championship.
That championship goal was looking great. The Bearcats had an 8-2 conference record, which gave them the first seed in the tournament. Graduate student Svetlana Ilieva leading the way, with the outside hitter being named the America East Player of the Year.
Yes, I earned that, but my teammates earned it with me too. Because if our setters don't get a good set to me, I can't do anything with it. And if the pass, can't pass the ball, we can't do anything. So me being in the spotlight doesn't mean that it's just me. There's so much behind closed doors that comes with it.
Binghamton was shocked in the semifinals, losing in Vesta to the 4th-seeded UAlbany. The team also competed in the National Invitational Volleyball Championship against Bowling Green, which they fell 3-1. To men's and women's diving, where their 2 teams entered the year in separate directions. The women secured a 5th-place finish to the AE tournament a year prior, while the men's grabbed the top spot. But both teams looked very different entering the fall.
Our goal is to continue to compete at a high level. We've got 23 new swimmers this year, divers, transfers, so just trying to get everyone up to that standard.
The women's team completed the campaign with a 4-2 record and a 5th-place finish in championship play. The men's side eyed a back-to-back America East title, which they were able to do in February, with the Bearcats captain and Chenango Valley alum Eli Lanford leading the way.
Just can't explain how grateful I am for this team. It's been a great opportunity. I loved competing with these people for the past 4 years, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future.
Binghamton Fall Sports had an eventful year with one thing in mind for the next, to bring home a championship. Keith Savage, 12 Sports, Brome County.
As we say goodbye to you for the summer, Binghamton's Harvey Stenger is saying goodbye as well, retiring from his position as president of the university. We got a chance to catch up with President Stenger one last time as get his thoughts on his legacy here in the Southern Tier.
I think the one that I think about and I talk about a lot is our women's cross-country team, who has won a championship recently in the America East, but also we have this breakfast that we celebrate every student who got a 4.0 in the previous semester. 9 of their runners this last semester had a perfect 4.0. We have seen some improvements in some of the teams, but in general, I think it's the focus on you're here to play a sport. People will be proud of you, but winning is really important. So work extra hard to make sure that you focus on that as well. And I think Gene believes that that's important.
That's going to do it for us tonight and for us this year. For all of the 12 sports team and the WBNG team, we want to thank you for joining us and taking a closer look on campus over the last 9 months. It has been a pleasure to bring you our exclusive one-on-one conversations with the Bearcats coaches, and we look forward to seeing you again next semester. Make sure, in the meantime, though, to head on over to the 12 Sports homepage for all of your Binghamton Bearcats coverage. Until then, have a good night, and thank you for being a part of One Binghamton.